You know, the library is cool, but I prefer the gym. You can read anywhere, right? Technically, you can work out in a lot of different places as well. Anyway, man, you know, I've run out of ideas. You know, it's one thing to run out of ideas, and it's another thing to have your ideas sabotaged, which is ultimately what it came down to for me. But I can't keep holding nobody else's weight. I'm not gonna keep doing it. We big chillaxing at the dog park, or whatever the fuck this is. Anyway, man, Grand Rising. So I'm chilling with my dog. It smells like straight piss over here, but I'm letting her, you know, cool off, wind down and whatnot. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm looking at, like, you know, weather that the U.S. is going through and whatnot. So far, so good in Cali. You know, the weather is really nice. Not to say that it won't change, but I guess it's just everybody kind of goes through their things, like weather. You know, the weather is just changing. You know, I'm dealing with some really unusual shit. And I'm not there's no reason for me to be dealing with it other than it's some extreme jealousy. People are extremely jealous of me. And not only that, really just don't like me. Some of the things that I've endured, I'm in the process of writing a book. I say I'm in the process of writing a book. I've already written my book. But I'm taking my time to go through it and make it presentable to different publishers and whatnot. Maybe even getting an opinion or two, but never here nor there. I've never known how sexualized this world was, right? Like I could see it to a certain extent, just like everybody else could see it. But it's in mukbangs, you know, people eating and making sexual noises. These little kids, you hear them walking down the street after school, you know what I'm saying? They like maybe 12 years old talking about what they did with this person and that person, right? I remember being at PAL. This was a couple years back, man. Not a couple, it was about several years back now, but this little girl, hey man, be thankful for your lungs, right? Especially if they good and you go fuck them up on purpose. That makes no sense to me. Be thankful for your lungs. But it was this little girl that was performing fellatio on this little boy, and there was another girl in there recording the shit. Now, the only one that got kicked out of PAL was the little girl who was performing the act. So that told me how fucked up this shit was in the first place, right? Never here nor there. I look at some of this stupidity and how far it goes on a spiritual level, right? there's no love here for no children, ain't no love here for no animals, damn sure ain't no love here for me. But I tell you like this, man, I've always been a firm believer in taking care of my health, whether it was my mental, spiritual, as well as my physical health. Sometimes it can be taken from you within a blink of an eye, but it's another thing when you give that up. Meaning, if you go from walking down the street, breathing properly, singing happily, walking properly, maybe you got some extra weight on you, so if you was to run, you might get a little tired, but it's still a fact of the matter that you can do it peacefully, and you give that up, to be somebody else and end up fucking yourself up. Meaning everybody is an individual. You were created the way that you were created for a purpose. That's who the fuck you're supposed to be. You ain't supposed to be on to try to be somebody else and then you mess around and mess yourself up for trying to be somebody else or for trying to take something from somebody else. I want to say how things can be used as a weapon too, right? Your health can be used against you. Sexual acts can be used against you. Like some of y'all like have done some really messed up stuff to yourself, whether it's taking nude pictures and sending them to motherfuckers or performing acts for multiple people at one time, or whatever might be going on with you, meaning you have become a sexualized being just like they wanted for you in the first fucking place. I can't relate to such a thing because I didn't do it, but I know of and I have seen people that have. It can mess you up drastically. It can turn you into something else. Ain't that right? I'm putting this message out there for kids, man, young girls, little gay boys, whoever wants to pay attention to what I'm saying, because it's important. It might seem cool to want to fit in right now, but in the end, you're gonna regret that shit like a motherfucker. Luckily, I was that kid that was strong enough to be like, nah, I'm okay. I don't want to smoke no weed. I'm good. Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't even want to sit up here and fake like I'm straight, because I'm not. It's okay. But never here nor there. When somebody messes himself up like that, that makes them want to mess other people up like that, which prolongs and further messes them up in such a way, meaning there is something that is after your innocence and your youth. Please get away from it, kids. Get away from it. If it's y'all ain't got a lot of people to trust. If you could trust anybody, you could trust me. Get the fuck away from that shit. It'll fuck you up royally. It'll shame you. It ain't gonna shame the devil, because that motherfucker been he shamed so bad it don't even bother him no more. That faze him. But it's not funny. It's not cool. It doesn't make you cool. It taints you. It makes you like everybody else, and in some cases it can make you sick. I just seen the other day, it was a guy that he ended up dying from AIDS after having HIV. It became full-blown AIDS. But I look at Magic Johnson, and he owns Starbucks, right? That man had HIV since before I was born, and he looked healthy as fuck. Like, how is that possible, right? Venereal diseases are very real. Enjoy nature, man. Look, you got trees, you got grass. You got enough people that'll come across your life as it is, that'll try to make a fool out of you, that'll try to devalue you, try to take your worth, try to put you in a category based off of how much money you have, or how much this you have, or how much that you have, how nice your teeth are, how big of a smile you got, or vice versa, how much you don't have. Anyway, man, you know, this might go in one ear and out the other, but why don't you just try to kind of hold it in there? Because I've seen women literally just destroy themselves. I've seen some of these little gay boys. I've seen, and then I'm not even gonna say that, some of these dudes, y'all don't realize how nasty you become after you keep on doing what you doing. It really fucks you up. Anyway, me and her gonna chill, huh? Can you put your tongue back in your mouth? It hurt? See y'all later. I put one of the arms on wrong, but you get it. It's gonna be a part of a Marvel collection. I got the Hulk, and I got Spider-Man. I think there's like one or two more, so I'll eventually get to those. But yep, see you in the next video.